Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Custom Scenarios in Plague Inc. Evolved. It's the Raptor from Saturn. Are you ready to have some more hilarious fun? Let's go to our subscribe list and, wait, what? Beyond Human. Summary Guide a benevolent gene-manipulating virus in its campaign to bring about the next stage in human evolution in this heavily event-driven scenario. Many options and playstyles, and with over 10 different endings. What will humanity's future hold? So this is really cool. This scenario is actually made by a guy called Indigo Phoenix, which I don't know if he's around in every Plague Inc. scenario community, but in mine he's fairly well known for being kind of a cool guy and making some really interesting stuff. This is the first thing he ever made. And I do like the questions it raises about transhumanism. So, with that said, let's get started. Let's see, I like catalytic switch. I think I'm gonna go with the genetic mimic, just because I don't necessarily want to get mutations. You'll see why. Native biome is good. Extremophile is good, and we're going to go with symptostasis, I think. Though transstasis is also a useful one to consider. So, let's begin. Let's play on normal as usual, and this disease is called Zarathustra. The transformation begins! For years you have labored, but at last your creation is complete. A virus that will perfect humanity and bring them to the next stage of evolution. Now all that remains is for you to release the virus. Where will humanity's ascent begin? Where do we want to start? We could start in China, that might be interesting. Saudi Arabia would be effective, but it's the obvious choice. Let's go Madagascar. The Zarathustra was made by the lemurs! Zarathustra is a beneficial virus that improves humanity, but not all humans want to change. Through precision or force, you must show them the error of their ways. Alright, so let's take a look at what we've got here. We've got the usual blood, but we've also got idealism. Many of the infected will accept the virus's goals and will work to spread it willingly. Greatly slows future research and unlocks idealism options. We also have sapophilia. Infected develop attraction to intellectuals, increasing their contact with doctors and scientists. Lowers infectivity, but decreases future research speed. I guess because the scientists are finally getting laid. Wanderlust. The infected will be compelled to wander more. Increases land, sea, and air transmission. And sensuality. Infected grow more passionate and less concerned for socially acceptable behavior. Raises infectivity and severity. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Not a gaze, the eye appears sharper, clearer, and do not require as much blinking. Increases infectivity. Vision enhancement. The infected's eyes develop a reflective layer that allows them to see in the dark, giving them a combat advantage. And immune suppression. The infected appears visibly ill for a few weeks as the virus multiplies within the body and prepares to modify the host. Makes it harder to cure, and increases the mutation rate. I'm not gonna go for that one. We have standard drug resistance and also post-humanist. Removes the safeguard on the virus that maintain the humanity of its host. Unlocks powerful mutations, but greatly diminishes infectivity. So that's a move you want to make maybe after you've gotten a good portion of humanity under your control, shall we say. But for now, we're going to focus here in Madagascar and watch as the fun begins. Pylon's vital to high-tech society. I think that's the third time I've seen that message. Huh. You can kind of like fit Madagascar right up against Africa here and fit South America right into Africa. Neat! Way to go, plate tectonics. There we go. Nice and centered. Let's get our first transmission. I'm looking for Wanderlust, and then we're going to go for Idealism. because that will greatly increase our infectivity. And that's also kind of a story trait. So, that's neat. So from here we have force. The infected will attempt to spread the virus by forcing it on the uninfected that are unwilling to be converted. We have prepared concoction. The virus cannot survive outside the body in a prepared saline solution that can be consumed voluntarily or slipped into food and drink. Increases infectivity. Well, that isn't terrifying. And persuasion. The infected will attempt to spread their ideals and the virus through persuasion and reasoning. I prefer that one. Although having this, as long as we're not forcing people to do it, would be nice. But that seems to clearly be within the well of options there, so... Huge earthquake in the United Kingdom. Billions of damage caused in the UK. Let's see how many billions. 2 research labs destroyed. How unfortunate. I think I'm gonna get the hypnotic gaze and save up for enhanced empathy. Oh, there goes a boat. Zarathustra spares Australia. As time progresses, Zarathustra infects. Zarathustra infectees who travel into countries with the virus with them. Evolve land transmission mutations to spread the virus around the world. Around the world, indeed. Enhanced empathy, which leads to improved intelligence. The infected gain a boost to intelligence, increasing infectivity and combat effectiveness, but speeds up work on the cure. Efficient cooling. The body improves its cooling systems, increases land transmissions and effectiveness in hot climates. Also pretty neat. Pick that there DNA. I forgot which stasis I got. Symptostasis, good, that's the one I wanted. The diseases... Almost 1 million Madagascarians infected. The lemurs are doing very well in distributing my genetic samples. Let's improve body cooling. How much is that? That is 10. We finally hit critical mass in Madagascar. Excellent! Oh yeah, we got in Saudi Arabia. We're able to get a lot of places now. That's good. And we're in South Africa for good measure. Bienvenue! Still don't have... I'm too short. Hey, so here's something interesting. You see that little bit of white right in the middle of South Africa right there? Right there? That's actually its own country. That's a place called Lesotho. Completely surrounded by the country of South Africa. Which goes up to there. I think it's the only country in the world to be entirely landlocked by another country. A singular other country. Which is kind of hilarious. Good for you, Lesotho. There we go. Cooling time. Pheromones. The infected produce a subtle scent that from their pores in their mouth that affects the emotions of those around them. Increases infectivity. But that also greatly increases our severity. We also have improved digestion and nutrient absorption. The body is able to absorb nutrients better, allowing them to survive on less food. Increases land transmission and reduces the need to eat excessively. Sweating buckets. In order to stay cool, infectees begin sweating much more frequently and in greater quantities than normal. Severity is increased. Oops. On the other hand, we're still not noticed yet, so that's good. Well, I think I'm going to save up for compassion, because we have empathy, and those two go together very nicely. The infected become compelled to provide assistance to the needy, spreading the virus through gifts. More effective in poor countries. New drug spreading. Undercover police in Madagascar apprehended a drug dealer who tried to sell them a substance he called Zarathustra. Though seemingly benign, the drug appears viral in nature and is capable of replicating in the bloodstream of its users. More research is needed. Hey man, you want some Zarathustra? You take it and you'll all be like, he spake, man. Be great. It was only a matter of time before they discovered us. Boat.
All passengers, please proceed to gate 4.
How much was compassion again? 7. Madagascar starts work on a cure. Upon finding that its viral particles remain in the bloodstream and are capable of moving between hosts, Zarathustra has been classified as a disease. Madagascar has begun to work on a cure. Without additional funding, it is expected to take a long time. Yeah, see, they're just one act of research. But yeah, that's not even enough to show that there's like a little bit of potential of active cure going around. And the UK being destroyed is enough. See that little black sliver right there? That's from that earthquake that screwed up England. Two more. So many planes! These people won't need planes, but when I'm done with them, they'll be able to turn into planes! Maybe even boats. Can you just imagine a regular-sized person turning into a battleship? Mass shifting, what the hell? Oh, that's what that does. Huh. Cool. We made it to East Africa. Zarathustra Awareness Day. Charities are holding a Zarathustra Awareness Day to raise the profile of this disease and encourage the development of a cure. Well, that's unfortunate. Madagascar is still the only one working on the cure. But they've put a little bit more funding into it, it would seem. Let's get that compassion. Because who's going to be upset at humans for doing compassionate things? Then we'll go for nutrient absorption. Because I have a feeling people would really like to not have to eat. Reports about the positive effects of Zarathustra have been showing up all over the world. Supposedly the virus is capable of improving one's health. Scientists continue research for an explanation. India to Saudi Arabia. Wonder how often that plane goes. It doesn't seem like a thing you think about, but then you realize India actually has like a massive Muslim population. And that's kind of a thing that's been causing some contention. For reasons that I'm not going to get into because I'm trying to avoid being political and frankly I'm not educated on the subject. As well as I probably should be, but yeah. Surprise! There are Muslims there. Cellular renewal. Damaged cells repair themselves over time, causing the infected to take on a youthful appearance. I think I want that, and I want an host wellness, decrease in land transmission and infectivity. I think I want improved digestion. Enhanced kidneys! Virus modifies the kidneys to retain more water and excrete excess salt. Increases land transmission and makes sea travel possible. I do like that. Detoxification liver is improved, allowing the infected to resist toxins and produce bile that kills foodborne diseases. Increases land transmission. These are both very nice. I think I'm gonna go with the enhanced kidneys first, though. Behold my mega kidneys! Ooh, was that our first plane? All the way to the UK. Is that enough for mega kidneys? That was enough for mega kidneys. Cardiovascular efficiency. The affected are able to endure strenuous activity for longer periods of time. Increases combat effectiveness and land transmission. And also would mean they could exercise for longer and feel more comfortable doing it, which is something I wish I could do. So that's something worth looking into. Zarathustra genetically modified HIV virus, scientists. Scientists in Madagascar claim that Zarathustra appears to have been genetically modified HIV virus. The creator of the virus and their motives could not be determined. 'Twas I! DL all along! Oh god, I don't think Dio Brando would ever do anything this beneficial for humanity. Let's go with those kidneys. And then a better heart, why not? That leads to lung expansion. The lungs and chest expand, allowing the infected to take deeper and fuller breaths, increases land transmission, and reduces the need to sweat excessively. Well, that's awfully convenient. Zarathustra dangerous despite the benefits, they say. Despite the superficial benefits of Zarathustra, the fact remains that it is still a highly infectious, rapidly mutating retrovirus. It is only a matter of time before it mutates into something far more dangerous that we cannot control. Also, I wouldn't call these benefits superficial. They're down to the very core of your being. Oh, hey, we made it to China. Mildew. Was that Korea or Japan? That was Japan. Oh, hello. Suddenly Europe! Muscular growth, the muscles become visibly larger and much stronger. Significantly increases combat ability and severity. Not interested in that. I am interested in that increased in... well, no, not yet. Let's get some drug resistance just to make it a thing. Air conditioner combo. With the stronger lungs, infectees can evaporate heat and emit pheromones through their mouth instead of being constantly covered in sweat. All side effects of constant sweat are cancelled. Hooray! Argentina we made it to. Zarathustra linked to anti-establishment terrorism. It's like anti-disestablishment terrorism, except with the disestablishment gone. Interviewers with Zarathustra infectees indicate a strong correlation between disease's progression and anti-establishment sentiments. 63% of infectees support revolutionary ideas, and 76% oppose traditional notions of good and evil. Depending on how you define that. I mean, what's traditionally good or evil, really? Are you a good Christian son? You know what people know about us? Let's start marketing. And let's start with that. Market distribution. The virus can be made into pills and creams with a long shelf life, allowing it to be distributed in stores. Increases in effectivity, especially in wealthy regions. What's this? Metabolic rush. The body burns through energy faster. Increases combat effectiveness and effectiveness in cold climates. Might be worth getting my hands on. What's this? Vascular expansion. The blood vessels expand along stronger blood flow to the skin and muscles. Not interested in things that increase comfortability. Zarathustra placed on watch list. Zarathustra has been placed on the World Health Organization watch list, although not very dangerous. Governments warn there is a more deadly strain could appear. It will never be deadly. It'll just make you start sprouting robot parts eventually. We'll get there. Ooh, we made it to Indonesia. Goody! Still haven't made it to Greenland, though. We'll work on that. what do we have access to now? Pheromones? Oh, right, we wanted pheromones. Let's get that. Supreme charisma! The infected are capable of bewildering the minds of the uninfected, giving them high levels of social control. Increases infectivity and lowers severity. I'm thinking I like that. Then maybe we go for coexistence. Maybe. We shall see. Or we'll save up to post-humanize everybody. Because right now, our little virus has a limit. It can't change people into something that isn't human. It keeps them fundamentally the same. But what if it could turn them into something more? It'll be dangerous. But think of the possibilities, man! So, we'll go for coexistence. And then... maybe improved... Actually, can I get... No, I can't get bound. That will lead to quickened reflexes, increases combat effectiveness. Not really interested in that, brother. The extra increase to cure research is going to be a problem, but what can you do? Wait, why are people dying? Last man, an international community opposing the alarming spread of Zarathustra and its associated ideologies, is rapidly gaining members. The leader of the organizations are calling for members to stop the spread of Zarathustra at any cost. Well then. Where are the people dead? Lethality represents the overall combat effectiveness of the last man organization against the transhumans. Evolve combat habits to resist their attacks. Alright, so the transhumanists the last man are going around killing the transhumans, and that's the lethality. Super intelligent infectees seek the cure. The virus has given us a gift, but until we can control and understand it, it remains a disease. We are still human, and it is our duty as humans to use the gifts of Zarathustra against it. We will do whatever we can to find a cure. And that's the explanation for why the people infected with Zarathustra would want to continue looking for a cure. Australia leading the global cure effort. Australia has started to send research teams to infected countries, hoping to speed up development of the cure. Pull up blue bubbles. They still haven't made it to Russia. Let's get some of that cold climate resistance. And then, I do believe, I'm gonna get some genetic hardening. Some more genetic hardening. And I'm gonna pop the transhuman switch. Pop! Oh, I shouldn't look at what that actually did. Zarathustra changed my life, says Jack Minsko, 17. Only a few months ago, I was just another frumpy kid. Then I picked up the bug. In only a few days, I was looking better, feeling stronger, and even my school project seemed easier. The virus is like magic. So that leads to lethality. The stomach produces powerful acid capable of dissolving rock and metal, assimilating it into the body. Dermal armor. The skin secretes a rapidly hardened protein coat that turns the body white and is able to deflect bullets. Bionic organs. The infected's internal organs are radically enhanced, enabling them to perform strenuous activities for incredible lengths of time. Increases line transmission. Chromatophores. The skin is capable of changing color. Infected can use the ability to camouflage themselves for combat advantages and pass guarded borders unseen. I think I'm going to go with that one. Genetic manipulation. The infected become capable of consciously modifying the virus's capability. Substantially increases mutation rate. I think I'm just going to go with the chromatophores and the bionic organs for now. Because that's cool. Oh, and I still have enough for genetic manipulation, but I don't want that. Ah, we made it to New Zealand. Good. Is that everybody? No, we still haven't gotten to New Guinea or the Philippines. Or the Caribbean. Oh! I take that back about the Philippines. looks like we're finally starting to get a spread in Russia. Fantastic. Cure is at 25%. How about no? How about no? Pop. Popular goes transhuman. Yeah, I know what people are saying about it. All I'm saying is if you want to go ahead in life, you gotta do what you gotta do. Get Zarathustra or go home. We still haven't infected Greenland. Of course Greenland's fine. And their ports are still open, so we still have a chance. Yes! Zarathustra infectees banned from seaports. In an effort to slow the spread of Zarathustra, ports were allowed out banning infectees from boarding ships. Nice to hear it, but you're too late. The Zarathustra infectee was discovered in the cargo hold of a ship yesterday. Despite having no access to food or fresh water, she was perfectly healthy. Authorities are calling this a freak occurrence and assure the public that it will not happen again. You wish, little man. What is this? Lithery, the stack faces. Dermal armor. Why not? Still not... No, actually, the mutation chance isn't going to hurt us as much as I thought. So there we go. Neural interface. The virus modifies brain cells to be capable of interfacing with other mechanisms it produces. Econosis. The virus rapidly evolves to cross species barriers, develops the ability to modify the genes of plants and animals. Let's go with this instead. Awareness. The virus creates increasingly complex patterns and connections to the brains. The infected attain a level of understanding that normal humans could not achieve. Transcendent aura. The infected produce a viral cloud from their skin, infecting all humans in the area. Increases infectivity significantly. Great Awakening. The virus spreads throughout the atmosphere, infecting all remaining countries. Well, that would be nice, but I think we've already done that job, so... Now let's get those muscles. Let's get those quicken reflexes. Oh, what's this? Living weapon. The body develops an exoskeleton of highly physical augmentation suitable for combat. Increases combat ability. I'm gonna go with no. The infected begin to modify their own brains. Intelligence begins to rise at an exponential rate, quickly transcending human levels of comprehension. Well, that's a thing. Last man organization rising steadily. The last man is steadily gaining influence around the world. Oh, I just mutated singularity. Zarathustra is mutated and developed a singularity system without using DNA points. So that's a lot. Let's get some of that. And what's this? Biometallic integration. Metal atoms are incorporated in the body, causing it to take on biomechanical properties. Combat ability, land transmission, and severity all greatly increased. That also reduces the lethality from the last man organization, so I'm cool with that. Virus modifies special cells to begin assembling nanites which are capable of leading the body and constructing new structures. That sounds kind of neat. Computoranium. The nanites assimilate non-living matter surrounding the infected and modify it into highly efficient data storage systems and networks. Mind uploading. The consciousness can be uploaded into the computoranium network. Bodies are no longer necessary for the persistence of consciousness. That's terrifying. Let's do it! So I can just upload my brain into a computer now. Australia's government has been overthrown by Zarathustra infectees. A new government is being constructed in accordance with Zarathustra's ideals. So that's pretty neat. And 5 million dead because of these last men. To be human is to change. What is it that raises humans over all other living beings? Alone among creatures, only man actively seeks to change himself to become something new. What purpose is there to life, if not to make ourselves something new? I'm gonna turn the whole world into Zarathustra's, aren't I? Cool! We've got Econosis. Which which leads to a biological network. The infected can communicate with any other infected organisms, including plants and animals, through a highly efficient information transfer system. Self-recreation. Infected gain complete control over their own physiology. Immortality is achieved and they can alter their own genetic code and physical shape. Yoink! Getting me some of that. Transhumans acknowledge the right to choose. Transhuman nations have decided that humans have the right to refuse conversion. Zarathustra has agreed to live peacefully with other nations on the condition that they halt all work on the cure. That would be pretty cool, but it looks like most of the world is... Last man prepares for final showdown in Norway. We will not be taken. We will not surrender. We are the last of humanity, and if the world turns us into monsters, we will face them until the last man falls. Come on, you transhuman scum. Come face us and die. I don't want to fight. Ooh, that is some scary lethality. Let's do the living weapon thing, just so that stops. Zarathustra has developed the assimilation symptom. Which one is that again? Oh, I didn't notice that. The virus barriers has replication above all else, including survival of those. Infectivity and lethality greatly increase. Let's not! Holy shit. No! No, I don't want that. World peace achieves. All nations have approved the treaty. New Zealand will remain a human nation untainted by Zarathustra, and humans will be free to join transhumanism in their own time. Work on the cure has ended and humanity is at peace. Humanity has evolved. They became something really, really goddamn terrifying, and I love it. Kind of weirdo robots. So that's 2 stars, and that was a lot of fun. Interesting how things can work out. Yes, you can just start murdering people. That's a thing you can do. That might be an interesting choice to take, but for another day, I wanted the peaceful route. The whole world is now more or less under my control, or more specifically the control of Zarathustra, and they're all able to just like plug themselves into computers and like live forever, which is only slightly terrifying, but hey, who's complaining? So with that said, I will see you next time when I believe we are going to focus on a real world disease. That should be fun, right? See you then.